Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's market update. Let's go ahead and just be sure everything's all set here. Looks like we're all good to go. All right, so, I see we have our, there we go. Okay, so, yeah, it's been, it's been a crazy, like, couple weeks. I forgot how exhausting bull markets are because there's just so many opportunities and you don't want to miss out on them. So you find yourself just charting for hours and hours on end, and taking, so many trades. I took 102 trades in the last 2 days. Um, I couldn't even believe it when I looked at the analytics on my trading journal, but, um, there's a lot of opportunities. I think it's important to remember, though, not to overextend yourself. I'm gonna be going on vacation this Wednesday for a week, and it's gonna be really good. I'm gonna, well, at least try not to stare at the charts too much. I'm not gonna bring my laptop or anything. So, kind of hit the reset button and come back to it and see what is in store for the following week. So all of that said, we'll go ahead and take a look at the charts here. There's really not a whole lot to say. And the reason why is what's happening? Well, price is just going up. There's really not anything new or interesting happening, right? It's just continuing higher. So we can go ahead and talk about some lower time frame stuff momentarily here, but altogether, I think it's pretty obvious what Bitcoin is after, and it's going to be this number right here at 69,000, right? So I've said this before, up in this zone, I'm not in any way interested in swing longs. Will I long? Yeah, I'll do some lower time frame longing for sure. But this upper red zone here to me is an area of resistance that I'm not interested in opening up swing longs for. This area down here at about 52 is where I'm interested in opening up a long position if given. I'm actually not as confident that we'll get down here anymore, at least on a good sweep. So that's something else that we'll take a look at. But what I want to highlight for you guys is, like over here, for example, you can see we had these 1, 2, 3 massive weekly candles in a row, followed by a 25% pullback on that weekly there. And then BTC spent many weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 12 weeks in a 30% range, just going up and down, within that 30% range. So at some point, I do think that that's going to happen. And, I was a little bit more thinking that it would happen in this gray zone here, but in fact, it might actually be something that we see happen higher up. Like, maybe it'll be something like right in here, right? Maybe more on the red zone. So this is a fractal of this zone here, and maybe we do something like this in this upper zone instead of in the gray zone, kind of like what I initially thought we would do something like this. Maybe it'll be a little bit higher up, right? Sort of above the midline here, chopping up, but all around staying above the previous high and up to our 1-to-1 extension at about 76.5 thousand. So something to keep in mind here with that. So we'll go ahead and take a look at some lower time frame stuff here and talk about our our analysis. I had this idea yesterday where we would come up to this weekly zone here. Let's see, here you are. Come up to this weekly zone, deviate the level slightly higher, come back down, have a massive liquidation event, and sweep down to about range lows at 58,000. And then have some degree of continuation to the upside. I'm hard pressed to believe that we'll get this, but it is starting to play out. So, and we'll even go down to lower time frames even, and take a look at what we did. In fact, I'm just now seeing something kind of interesting that we're gonna look at. This is kind of cool. Check this out. How about that? Very nice upwards channel formed on BTC. I wonder if it has any previous. Not really. Yeah, this is a very interesting local channel. We did just grab some liquidity here too. I want to look at some of these other channels. It's our primary. So we're above range highs. Man, just left all this behind. Yeah, every upwards chart I have, it just over accelerated beyond it. Crazy. So we have our local 60K channel. And we have this one here that I like. I actually like this one more. So here's the thing. When it comes to price, just sort of getting these moves to the upside, there really isn't a whole lot to say because there's no telling where it's going to stop, right? Now, what we can do is we can say, yeah, 69,000 is a level of interest. Okay. And we would look for some kind of a reaction or something to happen here. Right? So there's a level of interest. We would look for something to happen there. We can look for areas of liquidity above and kind of see what we would get with that. But altogether, like the thing that you want to do, and I'll just go ahead and highlight this, and I kind of missed this opportunity this morning. But you can see here, this area of liquidity, so this is an H12, 12-hour, looking back on BTC. I haven't refreshed this, so this is actually from before the sweep. 64,275. Okay, so let's go back to here. 64,275. Let's go down to a 15-minute time frame. Okay. So I shorted right here. Nope, I'm sorry. I shorted, man, did that really just happen that fast? Holy Christ. So we have our low here. I shorted here. I basically closed the whole thing in here. But the idea is that this area of liquidity got swept. And so things that you want to look for are these sweeps where they come down really, 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 really fast and they get bought up really, really, really fast. Usually, over the last several years here during the bear market, when we see something like this, you would expect it to come down here and then have continuation back down to the downside. But with the strength that BTC is having, when we get these moves down like this, what you would start to look for then is a long opportunity on lower time frames. So, or at the very least, have some limit orders set and prepped out as to where those areas of liquidity are. I'm kind of surprised that it didn't go just a pinch lower, but you would have some limit orders set for these areas of liquidity in case of a sweep so that you can catch and then have continuation to the upside. But ultimately, there really isn't, again, there's not like a whole lot to say. I think it's important to note, I mean, just like look at this. This is insane. Where is, here we go. Yeah, I think, I mean, Jesus, looking at the chart, really what we're looking for is this, or this. These are really your areas of interest at this point on higher time frame. Beyond that, you're kind of just stuck trading with lower time frame stuff, which there are plenty of opportunities for. But altogether, this is really, for me, this is really all there is on BTC. I mean, there just really is not a whole lot to say. When price just keeps chugging away like this, you just want to look for setups in lower time frames and take them as we see them. The easiest thing to do, honestly, is to put on your moving averages. Let's go down to a 1 hour. Look at the 1 hour moving average. Just longing the 55 1 hour moving average at any point in time in here would yield you a ton of profits, which is ultimately what I've been doing. Is I've been down on a 15-minute time frame and I've been, where did I long? I longed in here. I longed, oh, I can't even remember anymore. I think here got stopped out. And then I shorted here that got stopped out. But the idea is that, I mean, look at these moving averages. You can literally just long them. Just keep longing them and moving your stop higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. It's really that simple. The issue for me personally, not that it, the issue for me personally is taking profits too early. So like my long from down here, I closed it. I think I closed it in here. Honestly. I mean, and look at that. I missed out on the big chunk of the move, right? And this was only within 24 hours of time. Missed out on almost 6% move. So I think it's, it's just hard making that transition from bear market to bull market, but ultimately it's really important to just stay on trend, right? Keep on trend, use your moving averages. They're so important right now. So important right now. It's insane how important these moving averages are for your trading, because really this is all the information that you need, is just to long as it gets to that 21 moving average and continue to move your stops up higher and higher and higher. So in the event of a sweep or something like that, you get stopped out in profit. So I think we'll call it good on BTC. Ethereum, I opened up a long on Ethereum recently. Wow, look at these. We have kind of two sweeps here. We caught a long on Ethereum last night from here to here. Got stopped out, of course, on this sweep. And then I have not taken a trade on it since. But ultimately, my two targets were to trade to the previous high at about 35.20, which we got. And now, of course, the next area of interest is 35.80. I actually think that BTC or that ETH is going to like go nuclear. I think that it's going to go to 4K. I genuinely believe that the ETH is going to be on its way to 4K for sure. And I'll show you why. Just taking a look at the ETH BTC chart. Again, the ETH BTC chart really has not done a whole lot, right? We got this initial sweep that we were looking for here, and ultimately what I want to see is for price to reclaim this channel and have, you know, a movement towards the midline at the very least. Which, by the way, if that were to happen, I mean, we're talking an almost 30% move to the upside for Ethereum, which, I mean, on the chart, that even might be pretty excessive to think that that's going to happen, but yeah, 35% move to the upside is about $4,500-$4,600. So it's not completely unrealistic to think that Ethereum is capable of a move like that. And I think once we have Monday's range form, I'm going to look for some setups tomorrow, specifically long setups on Ethereum, because I do believe that, you know, at some point here, and we can even see this had a really nice reaction, you know, at some point here, we're going to see the ETH BTC chart bottom. And when it does, it's going to, you know, it's going to have a really, in my opinion, a very aggressive move to the upside. So I think I'm going to be looking for longs on this asset tomorrow. Let's take a look at Sol. I did a lot of trading on Sol this week. Sol has not been moving like crazy as of late, not as aggressive as BTC and ETH, which is fine because it obviously, you know, it was the first mover, let's say. But right now it's sitting above its previous high, and my ultimate target for it is at about 150. So again, similar to ETH, tomorrow I'm going to be looking for sweeps of Monday low or something along those lines, to which I'll look to long to about 150. So we'll just have to continue to be patient, look for that setup. Something else that I want to chart and take a look at is Doge. I don't have any analysis on it quite yet. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, is that seriously? Is that in the last? Oh my God, that's literally all today. Within 24 hours. Man, that's crazy. 40% move within 24 hours. I'm definitely going to start trading some Doge. Doge is available on my prop firm, so yeah, definitely going to be trading some Doge. Basically, any sort of a sweep or a liquidation like this, I'm going to be taking advantage of for long. And actually, I'm going to add this into the Discord. I'm going to add an indicator that kind of will alert us when these happen. And when they do, you know, that's an indication that we should start looking for a long position. Let's see what else. Gold, man, gold's just on a rip. Braun had a really, really great call on gold this morning, and it's still just chugging away. I don't really have anything new on this right now. I will, you know, maybe tomorrow or before I go out of town, we'll do an update. I just want to take a look at some of my old positions here on stocks. Adobe is playing out beautifully. We're at the midline here. I know I took some profits at the midline. We're still targeting the range highs. Taking a look at Disney. Disney again is chugging away just as planned. Our primary take profit. Let me just pull this up here. I had this set up, but that's not the original. This is the setup. I had my stop just below here. And I ended up moving it back down. So this is the setup we're targeting. The range highs here, which we can see are just like really chugging along. It's looking really good. Yeah, up about 7%. Tesla, what are you doing? So we took more profits on Tesla. As a matter of fact, I'm interested in longing this. So I do think that these are going to be back tests into this zone here that ultimately do get that move up towards at least 2020 area and eventually up towards that 2040 zone. So in fact, I may even look to add to my long here. So I think we'll go ahead and call it there for the live stream. Of course, I'll continue to update you guys throughout the week in the Discord. But you really want to keep an eye on those buy zones. I mean, if those buy zones pop up that I shared with you, you know, I have them all in the Discord as well as in this video here that we talked about, and even on my Twitter. Keep an eye on those buy zones because if they come up, they're not going to be spending a lot of time there, and that's where you're going to want to look to long. So as always, guys, thank you for joining me, and we'll see you in the Discord.